everybody. I am your host. That's right. I'm back. It's Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. It is the interview series that brings you industry experts from all over the world. They help you improve your personal life or grow your business. Today, I have Tracy. She is a best-selling author. She's a speaker, a health coach, and she is a founder of Autism Health Inc. So we're going to learn all about that as we go through our show today. So welcome, Tracy.
Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. So how did you start this journey of being involved in health coaching? How did that start for you?
Well, I've always been a bit of a health nut throughout my 20s and worked out quite a bit. And then when my son was diagnosed with autism, my naturopathic doctor told me that he would be fine. I just need to go do my research. And that with biomedical intervention, kids were making great strides. So I sucked the tears back up into my eyes. I went home and I literally had to get my PhD overnight on how to heal my kid, which kind of led me on a path of healing not just my son, but myself. And, into the world of health coaching and getting my degree in alternative health and so on and so forth. So that's where it all came from.
Wow, that's exciting. So when customers come to you, is it specifically in the autistic space that for autism, is that the families and clients that come to you primarily, or is it all different kinds of health?
All different kinds of health. I mean, primarily, I do have parents that come to me with their children's underlying conditions, but we all have underlying conditions. So I really am about treating the underlying conditions associated with any health problems versus, doing weight loss or any of that stuff. I just really like healing from within and working on getting people to a functioning state, mainly kids.
I love that. I love that. So, are you working with them in a group setting? Is it in person? Is it virtual? Is it an online course? Is it one-on-one coaching? How are you serving and working with your community?
So when I have local clients, some of them do like to, work with me face to face. So I will either go to their home or they can come to my at-home office, but most of it's virtual. Ever since COVID, I think it kind of scares me to even jump into getting an office again. But so it's okay to work from home. I mean, I do kind of miss getting out of the house a little bit, but mostly working from my at-home office.
So, is there a tip you can offer everyone watching about how? Oh, I want to make a disclaimer. I forgot. We are talking about health today, and you know what I say. I am the Italian mother of 7, as you know, and we have 8 grandbabies. Matter of fact, baby Bella was born today, so she's number
Aw,
8. But
congratulations.
I am not your mama, and I'm not your doctor, your financial planner, your CPA, your medical consultant. We're not giving you legal, financial, or medical advice of any kind. We are sharing Tracy's expertise, talent, story, journey, and how she works with people, and encouraging to reach out to her and see if there's a great fit. But if you have an issue, go see your doctor, and don't call our show. That's on you. You have to go see the professionals you need to see in the world. We are here to share the amazing knowledge of experts globally. So, whenever we talk about money or health or any of these, I give my my cute little disclaimer. So now we are ready for sure for your tip for the day, Tracy.
Well, congratulations on
Thank
your new
you.
little
Thank
grandbaby.
you. Yeah, I get to
Um,
go see her in a couple months. So she'll still be little, but she's on the other side. Well, she's on your side of the world. So I'm on the East Coast and she's in Washington State. So
and then for having 7 children, I congratulate you for making it through that too.
every day you're still making and that never stop being your children. Our youngest is 13. Our next youngest is 26. So we have
Oh,
6
wow.
adult children and a 13-year-old and travel soccer tournament this weekend coming. It's all the fun of life. I'm loving every minute.
Yeah. They're the ones who mold us.
That's
We think
right.
that we mold them, but they mold us.
For
Tip of
sure.
the day, eat real food. I am all about teaching people how to eat real food because we're so into eating processed garbage. And, here in the United States, we have ingredients that we don't understand. They're able to use words like natural flavors or natural this and that to mask other ingredients that could be genetically modified or MSG or anything else. But I always tell people if you're reading the ingredients and you can't understand the word, you probably shouldn't be eating it. And you should avoid artificial colorings and flavors and whatever, and really just kind of go back to an old way of eating. If you could pick it, pluck it, grow it, skin it, you can eat it.
Yeah, they always say shop the
Around the
perimeter
perimeter.
of the grocery store and stay out of those middle aisles. It's not
Yep.
as easy as it sounds. But it
I
is
know, but
definitely
at least
good
be
advice.
conscious of what's going in your food.
Mhm,
Those artificial colors and flavorings and the addictive,
mhm.
ingredients that are in food, which is really just kind of really messing with our children neurologically. Then we have a very high obesity rate for children in general that's gone up like 4,000% over the past few years. That's pretty bad. So I really just try to teach people creative ways to eat real food, and different things that you can bake and make that still taste good and that they don't have to
Do you
choke
have a
down.
recipe book yet?
I don't. I have yet to do that.
I'd put it on the list for next year.
I know, and they're very popular too.
Mm,
Recipe books like go straight to the top when it comes to,
they sure do.
bestsellers.
They really do. People want to know because they get bored with their food, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so it's definitely a good idea. So, okay, eat real food. That's what we have to do. We have to eat real food. But what I understand is based on the value of the nutrition basis in the soil and things, even
Yeah.
eating fresh fruits and vegetables. And we try to do almost, I mean, as we're close to as 100% organic as we can be. We try to
Yeah.
do the grass-fed beef and the free range eggs and the organic, no hormones, no this, and and the milk and all of those things. We try to
Yeah.
stay away from everything because what I see is young ladies are turning into older young ladies much sooner than used to be.
Yeah.
And I think that has to do with a lot of that. And just very, that's just my opinion. It's not a medical statement,
So
but I mean, you know,
unfortunately, we have to supplement too, even from
mm,
little infants on up. Omega 3s are super important, especially for growth and brain health.
mm,
But our multivitamins and minerals that we are not getting um, from
fresh.
our soil, because our soil is
Mhm.
nutrient depleted.
Yeah, that's what
And
I'm saying.
unfortunately, back in the day when settlers used to move around, they'd settle down, they'd plant their crops. And when people started to get sick, they would pick up and they would move because they knew that the soil was nutrient depleted.
Mm,
So unfortunately, we're like planting stuff on top of each other. And,
mhm,
it's just not working.
mhm. Well, and the other thing is trying to find the right kind of supplements that your body actually absorbs because if you don't absorb the vitamins and minerals and things you're taking, and that's a whole nother challenge. And then my other personal health concern is I know I've done whole programs just trying to wonder, is my gut right? Like, does it have the right bacteria in it or the wrong bacteria? And how do you know these things? And so it's very difficult. The average human who isn't like you, who has their PhD in health, to watch and study all these things and try to and try to make heads or tails of it all. Like, you
Right.
know, trying to do the right things, but not knowing if we're actually hitting the mark, you know?
Right. I agree. So it's important to keep an eye on what we eat, take supplements. Vitamin D is super important too. Even Western medicine doctors are stating that, you need to take your vitamin D. And so we need to have, on top of eating nutritious food, because a lot of those nutrients we're not getting, is to make
Uh-oh, we lost you. Well, I spoke too soon about the good internet.
Oh, sorry.
We lost you. Do you want to keep going with the interview, or I can pull this
Oh,
one
yeah.
down?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I was
I'm
gonna
good.
say we can reschedule and cut you a fresh one. Um, so we were talking about vitamins, and again, go see your doctor. We're not giving you medical advice. Decide together what you need, what you don't need. Not everyone needs the same thing. I go stick my face in the sunshine on the front porch to try to suck up some vitamin D every day. It also is great for meditation and prayer for me. I've started taking personally, and this is me, I'm not telling you to do anything. I have planned no more children are in my future, Tracy, if I have anything to say about it. God, on the other hand, he's a funny guy. But but
What do
anyway,
they think? We make plans and God laughs. Yes.
that's right. And I've been taking prenatal vitamins, and my husband's like, "That you're not trying to tell me something, are you?" I'm like, "No, I think it's good for my hair and my nails, and hey, if it could grow a baby, I think maybe there's some stuff in there that would be good for me." But it's difficult to even decide what different vitamins to take. And again, decide if you're going to work with a health coach, talk to your doctor about it, make sure you're getting professional advice, not listening to me.
Yeah, doctors can, check B levels, D. I mean, they can check your nutrients. A lot of times that's more on the functional medicine side, not
Mhm.
always. I know D is very important.
Yeah,
So
I was on a
Western,
prescription strength D
yeah,
vitamin the doctor prescribed to me. Yeah, so that's
minimum like 5,000 IUs a day. So
mm,
D, A, and K are those fat soluble vitamins. So you
mm,
can actually take it in bulk like once a week, and then it'll time release throughout the week. So
oh, that's
I take a once a week DAK, and it time releases throughout the week, and I don't ever have
fascinating.
any problems with my levels.
Hmm. I
But
don't know.
yes,
Yeah,
having a doctor or practitioner,
yeah.
monitor that and what's important that you have, having a good multivitamin, but not a one a day. I'm here to tell you, you're going to poop out a one a day exactly the way you swallowed it. Um, and we could even go into talking about poop too, but and you have to be going once a day. But those are super important things. There are certain grades of supplements, and supplements that actually your body actually absorbs is
Mhm,
super important. So
mhm.
I enroll people, even if they're not my clients, they can enroll in full script, and I can give them a discount on their vitamins, and
Mm.
so they're at least getting like pharmaceutical grade supplements,
Oh,
and
that's good.
their bodies are absorbing it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we got more than one, squeezed more than one tip out of you there. Now let's talk about a nonprofit cause you care about. Now, you out there watching, get typing. Make sure you're putting into the comments the nonprofit cause that's close to your heart, and hit that share button, because you just might inspire someone to give time, treasure, or talent to the cause you care about, the one Tracy's going to share, or they just might get inspired to do something good and remember, oh, they have a cause they care about. They just haven't done anything with it in a while, and they should check on that and get started again. So we would just want to inspire someone to remember to do something kind and good for the community or the world at large. So Tracy, talk to us about your cause.
So, Autism Health is a nonprofit. It's a 501(c)(3) nonprofit organization, and we help fund scholarships and educational grants for parents, caregivers, and even professionals to assist them in attending conferences, webinars, seminars, trainings, practitioner trainings, stuff like that. To be able to either address underlying conditions, so biomedical intervention or therapy or treatment or something that's going to benefit their practice or their children or to whomever they care about, or maybe even themselves. So I thought it was very important because when I hosted our first conference this past year, Autism Health Summit, my husband and I funded all the scholarships, and I thought, well, maybe we should have a nonprofit for this. So I have a wonderful board. I have a great board of doctors and specialists. So starting next month, we're going to start hosting webinars to educate parents. But I have so many different nonprofit organizations that I still support other than my own. But even a simple $25 a month donation, that reoccurring donation, when it multiplies, makes a huge difference. Nobody with Autism Health is taking a paycheck. We are all volunteers. Most of us parents of kids with autism, and a bunch of doctors that are on our advisory board to help educate us, and attorneys as well, so we don't say the wrong thing.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
You got to be careful not to say the wrong thing.
And having one on your board is even more important.
Yes, it is. I have a corporate attorney, and I'm very happy that we do have a law firm on retainer, because just gotta do your very best, and and even then you could get yourself in trouble by accident. So it's good to have that guidance and to understand, we can't be experts in everything. That's why we need doctors and health coaches and different expertise in different areas. So I love that you guys started that nonprofit. And how about a book? So get typing if you're an author or you have a book that you just love and you want to inspire someone else with it. Tracy's going to share with us a book that inspired her personal life or helped her grow her business.
Power of Intention by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Now, I have read every single Dr. Wayne Dyer book. And I was so sad when I got through the last one, and I'm like, well, now I got to go back and just listen to Power of Intention again. So that is one of the most powerful books I have ever read. I've read many books that they've kind of, taken from Power of Intention and sort of made it their own, but it's pretty much the same thing. So there's lots of books out there that are right along the same line. But what an amazing man he was, and inspirational, writer. And so that book truly inspires me to live from a space of spirit, especially when I get up on a stage and I talk. I just speak from spirit. I just come from a complete space of love, and whatever, however God wants to speak through me, I just allow it to flow, and it just does. And I'm very passionate about what I do and what I stand for, and, healing and protecting these kids.
I love that. My husband and I the other day were in the car for a bit, and we just scroll through their library has a free tool for audiobooks. And I said, well, what do you feel like listening to? And so I found one. And actually, I don't know very much of Dr. Wayne Dyer's material. I haven't read any of his other pieces, so I'm going to look at this one. But we started listening to, it's an audio, and I don't think it's connected to a book, but I think it's the 10 secrets to success and inner peace or something like that. And I think it was a recorded live program because he has an audience and people talk. And I went to look at the book, and there wasn't a book to go with it. And it's very good. He talked about openness and being detached, not just to things, but to people and to outcomes. And then one of the things that has stuck with me that I haven't stopped thinking about since I've listened to it is now is all we have right now.
Yeah.
The past, I believe we can learn from the past. He did talk about
Yeah.
erasing the past or getting rid of the past totally, but I'm I feel like I've learned some things from the past, and there's lots of them in the past I'd like to hang on to as far as culture and family and history, but the now is super important, and wasting time about worrying things in the future because that doesn't really help anybody anyway. So there's no success in that. But yeah, I really liked a lot that he had to say. He sounded like a funny individual. So is he still here with us? Or
No, he passed away years ago.
oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was still here. So
Yeah, he was battling cancer for a very long time.
mm,
But he was older. He was in his, I want to say at least mid 70s. Um,
that's still too.
not super old, but yeah, it was,
Mm,
unfortunately from cancer. But Power of Intention is great, and I love his voice is very soothing to me.
mhm,
So
mhm.
sometimes when I just like I'll put on one of his books, that he has so many that I really like to listen to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that one. And then how about you? You were an author also. Tell us about your book.
Yeah. So I wrote the book Warrior Mom, a
Mhm,
mother's journey and healing her son with autism. And I don't mean healing by cured or changed. Please do not mistake that word. Healing meant I addressed his underlying conditions to get him to a functioning state. So Noah at one point could not speak. He had very weak motor skills, a lot of behaviors, you know, weak cognitive function, and so on and so forth. Um, he was very low functioning autism. And today he is 19 years old and he drives, he works full time, he goes to school, he, you know, travels on his own. He's doing everything that I ever want him to do, but it was a lot of hard work. And it was a lot of, addressing the gut, what was going on in the gut, and a lot of healing, a lot of supplements, different types of, treatments and therapies. And we actually just went for an IV therapy of immune boosting therapy because we both have autoimmune issues. So we had just gotten back, and I still have my little band-aid. But he's such a trooper. He is doing so well. And so I wanted to share with others my story, some resources, because
mhm,
when your kid's diagnosed, most of the time you have no idea what to do. Where do you go? What are your rights?
yeah,
So part two of my book is really all about all your rights. What are the questions that you might be asking
mhm,
yourself? What are some great organizations that are doing great things like Children's Health Defense, exposing, a lot of toxins, environmental toxins, and what's bad for
mhm,
children. And then part three is really all about biomedical intervention, diet, supplementation, different types of treatments and therapies,
mhm,
how to remove environmental toxins from the home. That's super important. And an in-depth part into supplementations that really benefit these kids, finding those pre-genetic dispositions that they might have, conditions such as MTHFR or mitochondrial disorder.
mhm,
That's very important because then the body doesn't have that ability to detox.
mhm,
So, getting that additional supplemental support and, addressing those issues are really important for these kids to get them to a functioning state. So, when, when Noah was diagnosed with autism, I was so blessed. I always call my naturopath my angel. I say, there were no accidents that I saw him in the hallway that day going back to my office and I was crying and, he reached out and gave me a hug and he's like, "What's the matter?" I said, "Well, Noah has autism." And he said, "Noah's going to be fine. I want you to go home and do your research because kids are making great strides these days with biomedical intervention." And that was my fork in the road.
mhm,
I don't get to wallow in my own self pity. Woe is me. My kid has autism. I'm going to go home and I'm going to read every book I can get my hands on. And I'm going to do my research. So now my kids, are doing really good, and they take care of themselves. And so now I'm out to, save the world one child at a time.
That's awesome.
And I've made a great difference in the lives of parents struggling to know what to do, and in children as well.
It has been so nice having you on the show. I really
Thank you.
appreciate all your knowledge and your energy and your kindness and your journey with all of my children. I've been so blessed that I didn't have to do a deep dive of a research program. I mean, let's just face it, okay? Raising kids is a research project, and I did not get an A on all of them and all the process. I did some great things, and I did some things I probably would adjust, but it was a learning coaster the whole ride through. It was definitely a learning coaster. So I totally appreciate when there's even more of a hurdle for parents to jump over, and when there's medical things involved. I was lucky for that not to be the case too often. We had a few things we had to face, of course, but so I appreciate that. I empathize. I guess I can't say that I know what it was like, but I'd say I have empathy or compassion for what that could have been like. And so wonderful that you're helping other parents so that they don't feel alone or lost. So, if you're thinking, I'm an author, I'm an industry expert, I can help people with their lives, or I can help them grow their business, I totally should be on the Profound Professional Show. Come on, bring it, reach out to us. We'll tell you how to get all the details so you can get signed up. And as we go and close the show today, could you give us a final thought, Tracy? A piece of information or inspiration?
Absolutely. Be love. That's my number one saying, because in a world full of hatred and chaos, just be love and love your kids. You never know when one day might be your last. I just, my oldest passed away from suicide, and you never know. So hug them, hold them, tell them every day you love them. And I did. That was one thing. I have no regrets, but to truly just be there for them, and and inspire them.
I'm so sorry for your loss, and thank you for sharing that. But absolutely, hug them and love them. My one girlfriend I had brunch with on the water. How fancy does that sound? We took an afternoon brunch. We sat on the water at a beautiful restaurant, and she has a very spiritual energy too, and kind of said, the only message I'm feeling and getting for you. And she said, I know I would never say this myself, so it has to be coming from a higher energy than me, is love more, Jessica, love more. So love myself more, love life more, love people more. So love more. And that's what I plan to do too. Thank you again so much for being on the show, Tracy.
Thank you.
And until next time, everyone, I'm your host, Jessica Koch. This has been another Profound Professionals. And until we come back again, remember, be kind to yourself out there and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.
Bye.